Hello and welcome to the Folktale Dev Hangout. It is the 1st of April, April Fools, but no fools here. In today's stream, construction just got easier. We have woodcutters planting saplings to address the wood crisis. We have some UI changes, so we have some new font rendering system, and there are changes to the top bar, and generally changes throughout. And finally, we'll be looking at the Workbench visual modding tool. Before I begin, a little caveat. This is an internal dev build, so things are known to be broken, specifically the inventory. I've just been informed a fix is now available, but 1 minute before the stream is about to start, I'm not about to do a new build. So yeah, I'll point it out when it's broken, but as a reminder, this is an internal dev build and things like that get fixed before the public patches. Okay, so the way I'm going to start is I'm going to jump into a scenario that folks may well have hit later in gameplay. And I've been going into the medium swamp map, which I've tweaked now to stop the goblins attacking quite so soon. And just while I'll do that, let's fade that music out. And let the game take over.
New settlers have arrived.
Let's just tweak the volume. Okay. Our woodcutter hut. I've just clicked on it, and as you can see, there are no trees around. And that is a common scenario that players were getting into. So the thing you would normally do is you would just look elsewhere from where trees were on the map, and then create another woodcutter's hut and go about chopping those down. But eventually you would reach a situation where you had no trees left. So we now have the woodcutter ability to plant saplings. So let's go ahead. I think he was just... where was he? Just trying to find him at the moment. Oops, that's the wrong building. So let's go and find you.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. He's hiding. So let's go closer to the woodcutter's hut, because that makes sense to build our trees around there. And woodcutters now have the special ability, which should say plant sapling, which it will do anyway. Now, to plant saplings, we need a new resource, which are seeds. Now, you get seeds from spiders' nests, and I have a feeling, looking at this map, that there's one here. So let's go ahead.
All right, dear.
And go and get some seeds.
Right away.
Make your mind up.
So I'll just take all of my villagers, because I have a feeling there's probably quite a lot of spiders here.
Heading there now.
Yeah, there are.
Our village is under attack.
All right.
No.
Never done.
Okay. Thought they was attacking the nest then. Alright, so because the queen's going to come out. Let's just
Whatever
pull
you
that way.
say.
Make some space around her, and you can surround her. Oh my god, there must be lots of spiders. Oh, there's another nest there. Oh, well, this might not go quite so well. Not to worry, our village will recover.
Be right
Okay.
there, darling.
So, don't
Yes,
drop
I
any
did.
loot. Okay, that one didn't drop any loot. Not to worry, I'm going to cheat.
On my way.
Busy.
It is random what
Alright,
they drop,
dear.
but seeds at the moment will be dropped from the spider's nest. So let's just cheat. We can use the console, so me wants seeds. And we'll just add in. Now we have got 20 seeds in our inventory.
Right.
So
Yo, what's
there's our
up?
woodcutter. And now we have seeds, I can go about planting saplings. So it's just planting one at the moment. Okay, now what we can do is leave it in planting mode. That's it, and I'm out of seeds now. So our woodcutter will then, we've basically queued up all of the commands for this woodcutter, and he will now go ahead and create all these saplings.
Our
and then
town
I
is
think
under attack.
about six. Oh dear. Oh, that's bad timing. That's real bad timing. So let me go back here anyway. So much for our village. We'll let the village die. I'll load back in eventually. I just want to show you this.
The building has been destroyed.
Zoom out. So we've got the samplings planted, and you can obviously decide where you want to plant them. Okay, and then this one's grown now, and then that is available for harvesting. Unfortunately, the goblins are going to come and massacre all of our village.
We've lost a building.
Okay. So, that's how you can manage your wood requirements now. So you can plant
Villagers are in need of bread.
plant saplings and get additional wood. And remember, I think each tree supports, can't remember, is it
Our village
5
has
trips
attracted
now
new settlers.
before it's felled? So they do last quite a long time. So your focus then will come on getting hold of seeds. Now we'll put them in different places. We won't just leave them in the spiders' dens. It may be that we leave them sort of scattered around on the ground so they can be collected.
Settlers have arrived looking for a fresh start. One of our buildings has crumbled.
But that should address the need for wood problem. Okay. What I will do is I'll load.
New settlers have arrived.
Let's load back into this game. So turn to the main menu. And I think rather than going to the spiders, we'll put up a wall. Now construction has got easier because we now allow construction to be done over resources. So it will automatically clear the resources, but you won't gain the benefit of it's instant, so you won't gain the benefit of harvesting them. So it's up to you really. It's more efficient to clear an area manually. But let's go and do that now. Let's give myself some resources and go ahead and build a tier 1. Now before it's kind of difficult to build walls, but now there's obviously nothing in the way. But let me see if I can show you. Let's build this wall in here. So now if I build, it shows me where I can and cannot build. So the red is showing me that those are blocking obstacles, and the sort of yellowy green is showing me what will be cleared. So if I was to build this wall here, I'm going to lose the tree and 2 iron deposits. Okay, so that's cleared now. And it just means that it's now a lot easier to build walls and buildings and other things. So hopefully I'll be able to get this built before those goblins arrive. In fact, they probably shouldn't come now because I can't. Now, do I have a barracks? Yes, I do. We've got 4. So let's go ahead and get our military. And while that's setting up, let's talk about some of the UI changes that we've got. One of the problems that we had, if you remember with the previous top bar, was that you were constantly opening up the stockpile to see what your resource levels were. So we've now moved that onto a permanent fixture of top bar. The one that we're missing at the moment, though, is iron ore, but we'll add that in before the next patch. So now you can actually see instantly what you've got in stock. So if I open up this, then it should tally 17, yeah, 38 bread, yep. And it's just sort of like key resources. Now in time we'll make it so the plan is that you can click on one of these icons and then you'll be able to choose a different resource. So if you prefer managing a different set of resources, or then you can sort of switch them out. Well, that's the intention with that anyway. Excuse me, I'm recovering from a cold, so a little bit of a cough. Another one of the UI changes that we've made is that this week we've replaced the text rendering system. So instead of using the one that comes with the engine, we're now using third-party app, and that gives us much better clarity on text. So if I go into, let's say, the woodcutter's hut, actually crafting is broken at the moment. That's received a fix. Let's find out something that I can show you. Well, let's talk about the inventory. So before it was quite hard to actually see the quantities when they were in front of icons. So that's a lot clearer now as well. And I'm trying to think of some of the dialogues. So this is the revised settings menu, so it's just a lot clearer. We've also tweaked some of the colours as well, so that some of the darker text is a bit easier to read. So those that are visually impaired should find it a little bit easier. I've got two clothes on. Ah, right, okay, that must be something. Yeah, the resource, so the inventory and resource system is a bit broken in this build. A fix, I think, is available now, but yeah, so it should show some of the resources up there, like the iron and stuff. Okay, so we have built this, so let's go ahead, get some stairs.
New villagers have arrived.
Open a gate there, but then close it straight away. Let's go ahead and put our guys on the roof. Oops.
All right, my love. All right, dear.
You
Right
get back
away.
inside. We've also made it so that crossbows now do not kill deer. So the deer massacring is finished. Now these will slide down. There's a slight bug in this at the moment, but they do then recover and then they scale the walls. So he's just waiting.
Our village has attracted new settlers.
That didn't go so well.
Okay, so the goblins are scaling the walls.
Cook the witch doctor.
I'm able to cope with them so far, which is good. Grab all the loot. There comes another one. Now hopefully
Yes, my dear.
Settlers have
Josephine the
arrived
Ball
looking for a
can
fresh
take
start.
care of them. Oh, I think the arbalist got them. Excuse me. Now there are still a couple of wall bugs that I want to try and get fixed before the next build. So if you were to delete a wall that was under construction, then peasants would continually go and try and build thin air, and I want to get that fixed. But it's coming together nicely now. Now that it's a lot easier to build. So, you know, before you'd be blocked and you couldn't build on over trees or anything like that. Or stumps. And these would now be cleared. Right, so that's one of the bugs that I was talking about, where you get constant cloud. Anyway. Questions. Doniosa saying the goblins and tokens hate each other, right? And they both are factions. So will when the faction patch comes, stop attacking you because they become... Oh, right, okay, yeah. Essentially, yes. When you enter a map, it's most likely be that both factions will be neutral towards you, so you'll be able to go and explore some of their camps. Some of it will be blocked off because you like doors and entranceways will probably be barred, unless you have a positive faction standing. But yeah, you'll be able to go and sort of interact with both factions and decide which one you want to support, and then you will start doing quests for that faction, and that will gain you the favour, and then you'll unlock the hero of that faction. Okay. So let's, I'll just cheat again and give myself some more resources. And now, if I go to save, another thing in the UI, we've put in sort of the hover states, just little tweaks that just make it feel a little bit better. Save game, before it used to just make the sound. Now we've added a visual confirmation. So there as well, you get confirmation that it's actually saved. Because I think some people had the sound turned down and weren't sure if it had saved or not. And it was a little bit confusing just having an audio only cue. So we've added that visual cue. Okay, just looking at the change log. Day and night cycle has been extended. Now I think we talked about this before, but in terms of the inventory system, we've changed that now. So it is before it was a little bit confusing because the inventory only showed one view of things and the stockpile showed another, and goods were hidden in buildings. So now it's just a complete overview of your village. And I mentioned before, so if a peasant is carrying firewood to one of your cottages and they've just stolen it and you need it for crafting, you can still dip into that supply and it will take them off that villager. And that was a problem in the blacksmiths. Excuse me. I'm not sure if it will work or not. This was one of the things that was broken earlier. But we'll see. See if we can recruit some more people. Another change that we've made is we, before, if you remember, all of the resource icons had the circular background behind them, and it was confusing because players were clicking on thinking they were buttons. So we've removed that and reduced that clutter as well. And if let's go grab our woodcutter.
Yep.
Give ourselves some seeds.
Y'all want something?
Alright, so let's go ahead and get some seeds. Okay, so it's now telling me what's blocking. So I've completed my research, but yeah, that's the bug, so I can't access that. Alright, so let's just save that, go back to the main menu and then continue again. And it'll continue that last save game. Will the faction war be dynamic? With this I mean that they will send units to each other and that you could help your friendly faction if they attack. Excuse me. Also, can... Alright, well, let's deal with the first question first. I'm sure when we set up the mechanics, we're certainly going to make it so that they can send units against you, like invasion parties, to tackle your village, and that's actually written into some of the storyline. And it's very likely that we also set up the quests using Workbench, the visual modding tool, so that
Our village is under attack.
you will get invasions. So the Withering Dead will get invaded by the Glade folk and vice versa. Here the goblins would get attacked by the Token and vice versa, and you're participating in that as well as part of the storyline for each.
Villagers are in need of firewood.
Okay.
Our town is under attack.
Oh, right, goblin. Oh dear, right. They're scaling the walls. I don't know if we're able to win this time. Quite a lot of them. Oh, one's in.
All right, my love.
I think we're going to be all right now.
That didn't go so well.
Okay, all right, cool. Getting lots of loot, although I think I've lost some of my guys. All right, there was a second part of that question, wasn't there? Just bear with me. Also, can you get notifications when a faction is launching an attack on another faction? I also think you should be able to see everything your friendly faction can see on the map. Yes, that could be an interesting idea. I'll make a note of that. In terms of notifications, I think that's really going to be handled by a notification sent by Workbench when certain conditions are met. And we'll be looking at Workbench shortly, because we made some changes with that as well. That's one of the biggest things that we've been working on this month. The intention was to release it at the end of April, but I think it's in a state where it's certainly usable and certainly good for experimenting with and gaining, giving us your feedback, and then we can continue to improve that. A couple of things that is missing at the moment is things like waypoints and triggers, which we will need for things like traps and doors and things like that. Okay, will the factions have to get resources too, or is it completely tied to the missions? Cool. All right, so that's more leaning towards a skirmish sort of mode where their AI is building up, potentially building up their village. But in terms of resources, they will certainly be competing with you for resources. So if you're on the same map, like the enemy faction may well come and take one of your resources. So if you remember the old tutorial, you used to secure resources, and we'll be adding that. So you'll actually have to construct quarry works and mines and raise the flag and take control of the flag. So they may well come and actually take those resources from you. So you'll have to basically defend them. Okay. We're in pretty good shape now. So let's go ahead, jump into the editor and take a look at that. That Workbench. So exit to main menu. Go to the map designer. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go ahead and load up that map that we were just playing. Okay. Oh dear. So in terms of what we need is some music, don't we? So let's have some music back. And let's have some swamp. Okay. When you're in the editor, to access Workbench, which is the visual modding environment, just press Y, and that will give you a blank canvas which you can move around. Now, if you watched the last Dev Hangout, which was a couple of weeks ago, you may remember that we had a number of buttons down the left hand side. That was really early sort of work in progress and isn't scalable, because obviously on like smaller resolution monitors, most of them were off the screen. So what we've done is we've now moved that to a right click context menu, where you've got all the different nodes, so you can actually use your cursor keys if you want. It's also scroll wheel support, and that's fine when you're first getting used to it, but as you get sort of more experienced, what you want to do is you just want to actually type it in and find the nodes based on a keyword search. which you can do, and then press enter, and that will give us our start node. And then we can go ahead, delay, put a delay in. Now, some of the things that we didn't have before, if you remember, the background wasn't moving when we scrolled around. Also, we didn't have multiple nodes, so you can move those around as well. Snap wasn't enabled, so now everything snaps nicely. So that makes it much more quickly to align things. Excuse me. So let's set I don't know, 10-second delay. That's Y to jump back in, and let's go ahead and let's change. Where's one of the goblins? Let's change this. I think they're set. Yep, seek player. Yep, okay, so I've got that selected. Over into the editor. Now, is it spawned? No, it's wave spawner, isn't it? Trigger wave. There we go. And we want to use the selected one, so I got that. Excuse me, I've got the spawn point selected in the editor. I just need to press Y key on the keyboard to jump back into Workbench. The spawn point I've set there, and then so essentially we're going to wait 10 seconds and then it's going to spawn. Real simple. We would better play a sound as well, so I can just do a search for the sound node. And let's do a negative one, is it? Okay, so it's going to give me a boom sound. And now we've got multiple nodes selected. I can move those around, which is really nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that. Okay, let's save. Let's go back into the player. Go to new game. Load it up. Ah, right, so I heard the sound. Did you hear the sound? So I imagine
All right, dear.
My pleasure.
Right
On my
away.
way.
Okay.
if we now run over here, we're going to face the
A woman's
goblins.
work is never
Unless
done.
I've done something wrong, which, I don't know, is a very real possibility. Yep,
Be right
so the
there,
goblins are
darling.
coming. There they come. And that behaviour was just something that we set up really quickly. I can actually open it up here to see what it's doing. So when the game started, everything starts with the start node. We put a 10-second delay in, and then I told it to trigger a wave and just play a sound. That was it. That was all there was to it, and then wiped it out, and I'm pretty much done for. Because they're going to... I think they're going to take these out, and then I'm going to lose. Let's see.
A building has been destroyed.
Yep, game over. I must clean that up actually. So yeah, I've managed to put in a condition that I lose the game within a couple of minutes. So let's go ahead and jump back into Workbench. Will there be any way to make a cave type map with canyons and stuff? Canyons. Caves, I'd obviously like to have a cave kit. Pretty much a requirement for an RPG game. I'm I'm sure as part of that we will have sort of caverns. I think you probably meant maybe you mean canyons as well. This is a work in progress. Okay. So, what sort of things can we do? Excuse me. Animations, we can order them to move, so let's do that. Oh, another thing that we added as well is that if you remember when in the last stream I was creating nodes and it would create them back at the origin. So now it creates it in the center of the screen, or maybe it's, yeah, it creates where you've right clicked on the surface. Okay, so let's order a move. Oh right, that's right, I have to play the sound and then I order the move from here. Alright, let's put that down here. And I need a target. So we need to create a reference to a spawned character as an input, and we can use the selected on that, and the result color coded. So we've got well, what is it, mustard? Well, greeny mustardy colour into the target. Position wise, we can send them somewhere. So let's send them to. Let's send them to go over here. Let's send them to their deaths. Let's send them here. Select this object. I think it's a vector, no, position, isn't it? That's it. So let's get a position of the currently selected object. I'll feed that into there. We could also do rotation. So for example, if we wanted to, no, we don't have a rotate at the moment, do we? Do we have a rotate? No, we don't. Okay, thought we had a rotation. Maybe not. Okay. Not to worry. Speed. I presume that's a number, but that's an input. Fox will help me out with the speed. What do I need to put into it? Object, position, population. I suppose I could say random, but oops, tooltip. I need to fix the tooltip. Okay, well we'll just put. Oh, I actually need random int. Random int. I think 13 has run. I don't know if I can do that. No, I can't. Not quite sure how that works. Anywho's. Oh no, there we go. Sorry, speed's there. Walking or running. So let's tell them to run. And then when they arrive, let's see what sounds we've got. I need to create a web page with all of the sounds on so that you guys know what to search for. Oh, I don't know. Just tell the advisor to say you need sleep or something.
Villagers are getting tired.
I know. Let's just say attacking. Motivation.
Our village is under attack.
Okay. That would maybe have been better to play there, but never mind. All right. So let's go ahead and save that. Save it over our existing one. You can create loops, yes. We covered them in the last stream. think it was using the if and then delay. I'll give that a go in a bit. So let's load that in. I'm actually going to use the rest of the stream, I think, as a little bit of an experimentation with Workbench, and just see sort of some of the things that we can come up with. So let's go ahead.
A building has been constructed.
So it should play the sound, and then there she goes. So she's running off.
Our village is under attack.
Oh, well, she
All
ran
right,
away.
now.
Her AI behaviour took over. Okay, alright, let's jump back into the editor. So that works. So what I would really want to have a go at is maybe creating an NPC. Unfortunately, we don't have triggers at the moment, but we'll give it a go and see what we can come up with. Yeah, you probably can create infinite loops and kill the game, yeah. So what I want to do is I want to create an NPC over here, because everybody else is is everything an enemy? It is, I think, isn't it? Beastmen are, I guess we'll just have to create another human. So these would be, I don't know, merchants, NPC characters, whatever. So let's have a female character. Oh dear, what's just happened there? Some nasty bug there. Anywho's, so we oh, that's another thing I wanted to show you. So that if you have used the editor before, then we've cleaned up the unfortunately you can't see it because of my face, so let's just move that. We've cleaned up the waves dialogue now, so everything's nicely spaced and a lot more readable. Okay, so back to our person, and let's go into the editor. I think we'll detach that and just park that up there for now. And let's park that up there as well. Could have created those as well, so let's move those. So she's going to move, but I want you to move to our currently selected person. When you have, see what you would do is, what we really need is waypoints and triggers. So what we would do is we create a trigger here around the character, and or maybe a waypoint as well, so that your characters would run to that position and then be able to engage in dialogue. So if I jump back in, so they're going to run there, and when they've reached there, let's not play a sound, let's start a dialogue. Conversation, sorry. Alright. So, hello stranger. Check out my fine wares. No, that makes no sense. I am Sally the seller, and you can say, show me, no, let's do a question. Do you have anything for sale? Have you heard any rumours? I'm just thinking of stuff off the top of my head that you see in RPGs. I best be going. Alright, and now what we can do. One of the changes that we've made is we've added conditions to each one of the options. So let's say, for example, one of the storylines that you're on requires you to go and kill and get the, I don't know, get the head of somebody. Then one of the dialogue options would only appear if you had completed that goal or you had the head in your inventory. So these can be dynamically shown or hidden depending on various conditions, which is quite powerful. But we won't do that for now. Or maybe we will. Let's put more of a delay in. 20 seconds. And let's say, let's pull up a stat. Actually, I don't think is it? No, it's not. It's an inventory thing that we want. Inventory count. That's it. Let's say if gold, put up a greater than. So if gold is greater than 200, I tell you what we'll do actually, let's modify this a little bit. Now, let's change that and say, have we got a less than? Not have a less than or equal to, or alright, let's go ahead and actually go and have a look at what's in the math node. No, let's see if it's greater than. Presumably we do a greater than and then a not, but we really need a node for less than. So let's say if it's greater than so if it's greater than 200, not alpha. Presumably that is a boolean, so notting the boolean will give us, so if you've got more than 200 it's true, and we're saying that's false, so we want to hide. No. Too tired. Hang on, let's keep this simple. So if you've got greater than 200, that's the condition. Yeah, it kind of makes it, no, or whatever. Let's just change the dialogue so it fits. So option 3, I'm rich, show me your finest wares. Put a Z on the end as well. Okay. So that option should only appear if we've got more than 200 gold. Alright, and then if we select, what can we do? Let's do an inventory add. So what's the first one? Do you have anything for sale? Then let's do a pop-up dialogue. And here's my list of goodies. That's that one. So we'd eventually replace that with, you know, like a vendor's cart or something. Do you? No, that was. Do you have you heard any rumors? All right, let's say. I don't know. They'd say village under attack or something.
Our village is under attack.
That's the rumor, and then I'm rich. Show me your finest wares. Let's do a pop-up. Half-Foxel hates these. I'm going to do it anyway. Pop-up. The secret stash goes here. Change that to OK, and then I suppose the outputs of these should really change depending on the mode. I mean, I know it's probably like OK is yes, but so I'm really showing me a finest wares, and then when you click OK, it's going to add, I don't know, wand. We got a wand. Add in one of those, and then goodbye is just goodbye, and that won't do anything. So with snapping on, it's just a lot easier to align things and make it look pretty. All right, should we give that a go? Yes, why not? Save. Maybe just for you, I'll chain the conversation after we've tested this. Kazignol, thanks for joining us, and everybody else that's joined us today. Okay, so let's go over here. I think we gave it 20 seconds, didn't we? So, I can't remember which one person should run over. Excuse me. We could probably move the camera over there.
A building has been constructed.
Right, so she's going to go over here. Pretend this is some sort of traveling merchant. He's arrived. I'm Sally the seller. Now, gold. I've only got 150. So that option that I'm loaded. Do you have anything for sale? Alright. And that's when you see the list of goodies. Can I run that again? No. Alright, I'll have to go back. And this time I'll cheat. So let's go new game and I'll give myself some gold. No, the patch should be soon. We're just cleaning up a couple of final bugs. So this time, oops, let's place that down.
A building has been constructed.
And give ourselves some more results. So now we've got 450 gold. So here she goes. Excuse me. There we go. I'm rich. Show me your finest wares. Alright, and then if I open... Yep, and there's the malefic wand that we added. All right. So let's chain together some conversations. So we'll do the rumours. do a stereotypical one. So let's jump into the workbench conversation. Have you heard any rumours? Add another conversation node. Let's get those out of the way. So 2 is, have you heard any rumours? I overheard some locals talking in the tavern the other night. Some mention of bandits hiding, of goblin bandits hiding. This needs to wrap. Goblin bandits hiding in the swamp. Do you think they do you know where? Do you know where exactly? So you smell a fish. Don't know why. Do you know where exactly? This swamp stinks. Be all peasant. Okay, do you know where exactly? So let's do a camera frame. So if you ask where, let's go to let's choose this thing. And distance wise, I think 1 is fine. Set the target, so that's all fine. Let's put a delay in there of, well, it's got to pan, some time to look at it, then pan back. 10 seconds. And then camera frame. Spawn character. Let's go back. And let's go back to our, where was she? There she is. Select her. Hang on. Position, don't I? Sorry. Position. You selected. No. What? Oh, target. Sorry. I'm being dumb. Camera frame. You selected. And let's set the scale factor to set to 0.5. Okay, so that is if you ask where exactly. This swamp stinks, so that'll be some more dialogue. That'll be all, we'll quit. So we really just want to do that, don't we? So it zooms back, and then let's have some dialogue. Conversation. So she's going to continue conversation. She's going to say, if you bring me their ears. Okay. Got it. I'm above such savagery. Yeah. There's no spell checker in it. I have to copy this from a document. I'm above savagery. Right. I'm above savagery. but I could ignore moral standpoint for some coin. Forget it, just exits. Okay. And then if you do that, we want conversation. She's going to say, here you, here's all I have. You're as bad as the bandits. I don't think we need any options, so although I'm not quite sure how you clear dialogue, I presume. Alright, so an in between, we want to do an inventory add. For 2. I want to add in some gold, and I want to give the player 50 gold, and then I want to continue with the conversation, saying, here's all I have. It was about a bandit, and then I guess a delay. I don't know if we have a conversation endpoint or what, but I don't know if that'll do it or not. Will that do it, Hard Foxel? Clear. Or maybe we don't have that from that node at the moment to actually end a conversation forcibly. Alright, so it's going to frame, then come back, going to continue the conversation. Okay, right. Well, let's just give it a go. So, what's it saying? Kill them, I got it. That exits. 2, forget it, exits. Okay. Let's save that, give that a go. So it's going to wait 10 seconds. She's going to run over, start a conversation. I need to ask them about the rumours, and then it should frame. Okay, all right, let's give that a go. Oops.
A building has been constructed.
All right, my love.
So, Helena. There she goes. I'm Sally the Seller. Have you heard any rumours? I overheard some locals talking in the tavern the other night, some mention of goblin bandits hiding in the swamp. Do you know where exactly? Wow, right there. Okay, so we get 10 seconds to have a look at that. And then it should pan back to her. More close up. Yes, so we've got a close up. Kill them, bring rise. I'm above such savagery, but I could ignore the moral standpoint for some coin. So we've got 150. Now I've got 200. And I can't remember if she... Did anybody notice if she said the lines? Anyway, it mostly worked. We need a connector that if either of these run or all is activated, then run this script. If either of these run, I may have missed some of the conversation. Right, so an OR, yeah, so an OR gate. If I go in here, we do have an OR gate which we can feed into a condition. So you just need 2 conditions to be fed in, and then if either of them is evaluated as true, then it will churn out and continue on. We've also got sequence in there as well, so if you want to if you want multiple things to trigger, you can do that. So it's just like a fork, really, so you can trigger 4 things at once. Alright, so that was pretty good. What are the sort of other things have we got? Let's go and have a look. Time, I think, is a read only. Game time in seconds. It's true when it's daytime. Alright, so let's set up something at night time. So if it's not daytime, i.e. it's night time, let's set this up as a... I think we might need a start. I've not tested actually having multiple starts like this before. So that's our condition check. So if it's true that it's night time, where's that wave spawner gone? Let's grab that. If now, will that poll multiple times, I wonder? Maybe I need to... I think I probably might need to put a when in there rather than an if. So it checks every frame. So let's do that. When. So it'll evaluate it every frame, and when it excuse me, when it's not day, then go ahead and trigger that. I will talk a little bit about what we'll be adding to the game in April. There's nothing. I'm going to spend the rest of the stream in Workbench and just playing around with it because I've not had a chance this week to actually sit down and have a good play with it. So I'm going to do that now, and we can all discover it together. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, I did it in the wrong thing, didn't I? I needed to do this in the editor, not in here. Alright, well, I can set that up quickly enough. So in April, what are we adding? We're going to add building upgrades, and we're going to, if we've got time, have a crack at getting heroes implemented. There's a lot of content that's been worked on that is pretty much ready, and we're just waiting to get it in there. But Workbench is critical because it enables us to put in the sandbox tutorial and also start looking at questing. So that's why we focused on Workbench during March. Okay, so just put it up here. I don't think we can have multiple starts, can we? No, we can't. Okay. Oops. What I can do actually is I can just use a sequence. That's a fine place for a sequence. So the first one can go there, and the second one can go there. All right. So day when not. So when it's not daytime, run the, condition. Alright, so it's going to evaluate it once per frame, whether it's so that it's nighttime. When it's nighttime, trigger that. Okay, great. Save. In the editor, the terrain seems to be missing and the paint tool doesn't seem to work. I'll check that next time in. Okay, so new game. And I can use the console to force it to nighttime. Workbench to see where we're at. Okay, right. So now, let's leave it to run.
A building has been constructed.
All right, my love.
Actually,
All
should
right,
stop
dear.
you from. Oh, I thought I put that into arrived. Alright, best be going. So let's force it to use the console to force it to night time, and then we should get our goblins attacking. Right, I heard the boom, so yeah, they're on the way.
Yes, my dear. Right away.
Let's go and meet them.
Okay.
So that's a way that you can set up nighttime events.
A woman's work is never done. Be right there, darling. Busy, busy, busy.
On my
way.
Our village is
are.
under attack.
So if you wanted to, say, wait for night time to do something or some event happen, that's the way that you can set that up. That's the main menu. How is the desert kit going? Desert kit. We're actually working on the lava kit at the moment. And that's progressing. Obviously making a kit takes quite a while. What is being worked on is Mordrick's sandal factory. So for the like the crypts level 1, we'll be also creating a factory environment where you'll get to meet him. So that's all been made. The lava kit I've talked about, that's in production. Characters wise, what's being worked on at the moment? Oh right, yeah, we were doing a Spriggan for the Glade Folk, just to flesh that out a little bit, and then we're moving on. Oh, sorry, we've also done the ogre. Sorry, no, the Goblin Behemoth, who we'll be revealing at a later date. What is it doing? Okay. So one thing that I want to add into this, I talked about triggers, is doorways, so that if you've got a key in your inventory, you'll be allowed entry through various doorways and things. I think they'll add quite a lot. Alright, so why you said that the terrain, I'm able to move the terrain, okay, and that's all working, and oops, that's a good point. Isn't terrain painting on Y? Oh no, it's on U. Right. So I'm holding down U, Maybe that's what you're doing, holding down the U. If you check the editor guide, it's on the website. Let's just go across to that now. And where are we? Console, no, location editor guide, and we want the paint tool, don't we? Yep, you hold, it's there. Okay. So that's where we want to find it. Okay. So that's all working fine. All right. Let's lock the train. See what else we can do. Position world object. I think it's to get a reference. We can instantiate, but I don't. What options are available in that? So we could instantiate. I don't know, skeleton. I guess we need position and rotation. Alright, so let's say we want a skeleton. Let's use this as a position for now. So let's plug that position into there. I don't believe we have a rotation node at the moment. So we'll instantiate a skeleton. I don't know if it's an animated one at the moment. What else can we do? Instantiate at. What's the difference? At object. Oh, I see. Right, so that's rather than, that's pretty much the same thing then. But that could be used for something else, presumably. Alright, well, let's simplify. Trigger wave, we've done that, so that's all of the world one. What about player? Culture. Inventory, we've done that. Conversation, we have. What's vector 3 components doing under? Just had a thought. If we feed in the position. I can't feed that back in, can't I? So I can't add it like something to the Z offset and then no, I don't think I can I? It takes a vector in, but I can't. I don't have the ability to specify X, Y, and Z. Is that a position? No. Don't think I have that ability at the moment. That would have been interesting. So what I could have done is I could just gone to add to the Z value, say 2, and then I could have fed that back into another. I could have created a new vector and then fed that in as the position, and then I could get it to walk into, instead of using a waypoint, I could get it to go and stand in front of the person. But never mind. Just something I thought that I might be able to do. Alright, so we've done that. Utilities at start and log, effects, camera frame, sound, interaction, control flow, and the maths library. All right, okay. We'll be adding more nodes in time. Let's go ahead and save that. Let's frame the camera on those. Oh, one thing that I probably want to do is put in a delay of say 7 seconds. Actually, no, we probably want to do more than that, don't we? Let's make it 30, because if that female peasant starts running, she's going to run right past that skeleton and end up doing something different. So let's do that. Yeah, you in terms of the math library, you can do ors, nots, and okay, let's save that. New game. Okay. Now, 3 things should happen. This
All right, my love.
female peasant should run off over there, and then
A building has been constructed.
did I enable that? Yep, okay. And then we should also get a skeleton appear here, I believe. Yay, there's a skeleton. Hey,
Yes, my dear. All right, dear.
Think you can outrun me?
that's it, everybody join in. And let's set it to night time. Oops. Set it to night time as well. And get those goblins coming as well. Alright, so that's all working well. So, the vision for where we're going to take this. I've talked about triggers. In terms of sounds, I would love to be able for you guys to record lines for various characters and to be able to fit them into this. Obviously, there's going to be the lines that we've recorded to go with the quests that we're designing, but we also want to give you guys that power so that you can get little mod teams together. You know, there are a lot of amateur and semi-pro voice actors that are happy to get involved with that, and I think that'd be really nice if we could get those voiced. Get some NPCs in there, get doors working, get chests.
A building has been destroyed.
Right, let's get him over there. But yeah, it's Workbench is how we're going to implement all of our quests, so you'll be able to actually go in and have a look at how we set things up and learn that way. Will damage effects be added soon to show that this building is getting taken damage? I wouldn't say it's a priority at the moment. I would say right now the priority is on excuse me, as I say, enabling building upgrades, heroes, and getting the first storylines in there, so for the Gladefolk and the Withering Dead. So that is our priority at the moment for the coming months. We've been recruiting, we've been running auditions for both the Gladefolk and the Withering Dead. Those close tomorrow, actually. And there's some good auditions in there. I think if you just wait there, let me have a think. Let's see if we've got an audio test somewhere.
Live again. A new body, new wings to fly. All who stand before me shall melt under my breath.
Just some of
Beg
the
before my wings, tremble before my voice.
some of the audio tests that we're running.
I see you.
So we take the auditions and we drop them into a test mix to see how the final thing would actually be. So this is just one of the exploitations that has auditioned for the role of Bonefinger.
Is eternal.
Rise, my minions, rise.
An audition for Lilith.
I no longer fear death. For Mordek,
Oh, we've changed his name.
for the withering dead. You do not have many lives left. I will avenge you, Braum.
Foolish mortal, you do not recognize the fragility of your life. Death beckons you. Come with me. You are not long for this world. It is futile to resist. Irritating little fools.
Somebody else.
Any idea who I am? I am Mordich, Soul Collector, Gatekeeper of the Plane of Shadows. Death is my domain, and all those who defy me suffer greatly. Your soul will be mine to torment for all of eternity. I will command the dragon bone figure to destroy your homelands. And I will strike down all that you love with disease. I will teach you the true meaning of anguish. You will suffer. I control the dark recesses of the world. And as my power grows, so too do the shadows. And they will engulf you all. You can run, but you cannot hide.
Let's try and go and jump into the...
Irritating little fools. Have you any idea who I am? I am Mordich, Soul Collector, Gatekeeper of the Plane of Shadows. Death is my domain, and all those who defy me suffer greatly.
Our village
Your
is
soul
under
will
attack.
be mine to torment for all of eternity. I will command the dragon bone figure to destroy your homelands. And I will strike down all that you love with disease.
All right, love.
Will teach you the true
Yes, we do.
meaning of anguish. You will suffer.
Right away.
I control the dark recesses of the
I want this
world.
work never done. Be right
As
there.
my power grows, so too do the shadows, and they will engulf you all. You can run, but you cannot hide.
So, let's just put...
I live again. A new body, new wings to fly. All who stand before me shall melt under my breath. Beg before my wings, tremble before my voice.
So this was an audition for Bonefinger.
I see you. Such frail spirits.
Rise, my minions, rise.
So this is for Lilith and Necromancer, which you've heard.
I no longer fear death.
These are
For Mordic,
lines that the voice actors came up
for
with.
the
So we asked
withering
for-
dead.
That's a bit loud, that. We asked for some improv so that they could really get into the character. And we get a good feel for what they're going to be like with the dialogue that we've written. So those aren't lines necessarily that we've... Well, they're not lines that we've written. And the dialogue that we have is very different for that. So that where that sounds very dark, and some parts will be like that, there are more light-hearted moments in there as well. So yeah, that's what we've been working on. I mentioned that the Mordic's Sandal Factory was being worked on. That is a sub-kit for the Dungeons kit.
Okay.
So this is the Dungeons kit that you can see here. So imagine, well, a Sandals
On my
factory.
way.
So rusted pipes, machines, that sort of thing. And then we'll go into creating a level like for this. Well, that's the end of us. That didn't last long, did it? The interface will change all in this section. Okay. So we'll be using Workbench with the lines that we have the voice actors record, and you've seen how we'll put that together, and we hope that you guys will be able to do the same. You know, be able to go out there and contact people, and maybe they'll be interested in collaborating with you. Some, you know, get somebody that does the writing, somebody that does the voice acting, and put together your own adventures. Interestingly enough, we've got one eye on Unity 5, and we'll be migrating to Unity 5.x at some point in the future. Oh look, that's that bug with the minimap. And Unity made the full package available for like small developers free of charge. And because they've done that, it means that we're now able to potentially use or have community members use Unity Pro to create asset bundles that they can then ship with a map. So there's all sorts of interesting possibilities that have just opened up with that. But that's certainly not in scope, but it's something that we're going to be considering longer term. It potentially makes the game a lot more modelable. So, I mean, I could imagine with that being able to, you could actually import your own models and textures. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just going to say that has just become possible, and maybe something that we'll look into towards the end or after launch, initial launch. Yeah, the handrail, that's actually, I need to get an update for this map because it's been fixed. Okay, alright. I think that's a good place to end the stream. I'll just check. I think that's everything. Yeah. So for us, it's back to work straight after this stream. Crack on fixing the remaining bugs. And all being well, hopefully we can do a weekend release and get patch 0.2.16 out. And then after that we can crack on and actually focus once again on gameplay content and gameplay. So thanks very much for joining us on Wednesday, April 1st. I will catch you hopefully next week with the latest patch. And by then, maybe somebody's had a play with Workbench, and we'll see what you guys have come up with. You'll no doubt have got a lot of questions. So, thanks very much for joining us. Have a great week. Bye-bye.